made those cups so important to taste, correct?
Yes.
This lemonade and fruit punch that was placed on the corner there, do you see that?
Yes.
That was something that you gathered and tested as well, correct?
Our CSI, he took the samples of those liquids and tested them, yes.
Because there were no other drinks that matched the description that Ms. Jackson had given you in that apartment. Is that correct?
I'm not aware of any others.
And you did, in fact, test those drinks.
No, the crime lab did, yes.
And it turned out that there was nothing in there that would be the equivalent of cocaine or anything else that could poison someone, correct?
That's correct.
And outside of that, there was no other evidence present that would, within that apartment, that would lend you to believe that Mr. Taylor poisoned Ms. Benning with anything.
At the time of that search on that night, there was no evidence found in the apartment, correct?
Now, you stated earlier that this investigation was pretty much driven by the search of any type of drug or poison that could have caused Ms. Benning's death, correct?
Yes.
There was a time, was it not, that you learned that Ms. Benning was involved with drugs?
I did learn, I believe, it may have been that night that she smoked marijuana from, I believe her mother may have told me that, or one of her friends, or if not that night, it was in the following day.
And in fact, you learned that she had met with or was in contact with her drug dealer that day, correct?
That day? I would have to refer back to the messages that we looked at earlier. I'm not sure that it was that day or the day before.
Did you not find evidence that around 9:37 a.m. that she reached out to her drug dealer and asked, my coworker needs half?
Well, operating on the assumption that it was that day on the 25th, yes. Yes.
And there was no notation as to what the half was for, was it?
Well, it was to the weed man.
Well, you also learned through other text messages that she stated, I was able to get mushrooms from the guy who sold me weed.
A mushroom bar, yes.
So he didn't just sell weed, did he?
He sold, from what I could tell from the text messages, he would sell mushroom bars and marijuana.
Now, because this is a drug investigation, surely you reached out to that individual, didn't you?
To Danny?
Yes.
No.
Why not?
I was pursuing the death aspect of the investigation, not the drug investigation against that guy.
Would you agree with me that these days, the drug dealers now are masking the drugs they're selling with fentanyl and other things?
That is something that happens, yes.
And so, if Ms. Benning had come in contact with her drug dealer the very day that she suffered an overdose and or poisoning from drugs, you didn't feel that it was important to contact that individual and talk to him?
Well, the context of those text messages, it appeared that he was out of town and declined to service her coworker. I thought. I'd have to refer to them, but I thought I'd have to refer back to the messages, but I got the impression that he said I'm out of town or something to that effect. Or I'll have to hit him back up later or something like that. If you have the messages, I can review them.
Would you go back? He never refused to talk to her. He just said, I'll pick you up or get back with you when I'm free.
If that's what the messages said, it was something to that effect. I don't think they ever met looking at the messages, though.
Well, you learned that she went to Walmart that day, correct?
Yes.
And there was nothing that you saw by receipts or bags or anything that she actually went inside of Walmart and purchased anything that day. You didn't see anything like that, did you?
I just saw a text message she sent shortly after that saying I picked up stuff to make chicken Alfredo. And that was the only place she stopped after leaving work.
But did you search through that to see whether or not that was in fact true?
Did I go to Walmart to verify she went to Walmart? No.
Well, did you just look to see maybe in her records whether or not there was something purchased at Walmart?
No, I went with her text message saying she went to get stuff to make chicken Alfredo.
Did you talk to Danny just to see, hey, did you meet up with this young lady this day to eliminate that possibility?
No, I didn't follow up with Danny.
When we follow a financial crime, we follow the money, don't we?
I've never worked those sort of investigations, but I'm familiar with the phrase.
And so if we're investigating a drug case, we should follow the drugs, shouldn't we?
I guess so.
When, additionally that night, did you ascertain or look inside Miss Benning's phone?
That night, no.
At some point, did you do that?
Yes.
Did you uncover certain evidence that would be relevant to the investigation in and of itself?
Yes.
And one of the things that you were looking for was Miss Benning's interaction with drugs, correct?
Yes.
And in fact, there was interaction with drugs, wasn't it?
Yes.
However, in your offense report, you state that you didn't see any significant evidence of drug dealing or anything of the sort with Miss Benning.
I believe I was trying to preface that with it being after she became pregnant. So, and also another thing to note is I was reviewing her phone ongoing for over a year.
Okay, so you're saying you wrote this before you found out that information?
Certain portions of this are written before that, but I did find, I did look through some of those conversations, but it was an ongoing thing for over a year.
Did you go back to amend your report so that it could accurately reflect the evidence in this case as it is?
I spoke with the DA's office, updating them as it went along, but I don't know that I'm not sure if I added anything in there specifically about that. I have to read through the whole thing. But the big thing was that it didn't appear to me that she was using drugs after she became pregnant.
Well, after she became pregnant, she was still dealing with drugs, wasn't she?
She was.
Objection, Your Honor.
Okay, he's about to answer. He knows it.
She was facilitating for friends and coworkers who would contact her and ask if she could contact her weed man because they wanted to buy some, and then she would subsequently message him and say, "Hey, my coworker wants some." And that was a thing that would happen repeatedly.
Is it your testimony that she never stated, I need X amount, or I need this, and my coworker needs that, and maybe John needs this?
I don't think she necessarily, every time she contacted him, specified it was for a coworker, but it was pretty consistent that there was a coworker asking her for something, and then she would contact him.
Well, you'll agree with me that when it was for a coworker, you saw my coworker needs. When it was for an individual that she would put a name to, she would say John needs. And in addition to that, there would be times that she would say, I want, or I need. Isn't that true?
I'd have to look at actually review the messages you're speaking about.
Now, at some point, you also talked to Mr. Taylor, didn't you?
Yes, very briefly.
And when you talked to Mr. Taylor, there were several things that you had learned from other people and that you learned from him, correct?
I didn't When I spoke to him, I don't think I really learned anything from him. It was a very brief conversation.
Did you learn through your investigation that this was a date night planned by Miss Benning?
Yes, I knew that.
And that turned out to be true, correct?
Yes, that was correct.
Did you learn through your investigation that there was food that was eaten between them that day, chicken Alfredo and I think it was rolls and cookies? Did you learn that?
Yes.
Did you learn through your investigation that Ms. Benning had once infused her food with drugs or THC?
Yes.
Then did you have that food tested to ensure that there was nothing there?
I asked about getting the food tested, and I was told that the lab wouldn't do that when we were doing the search warrant.
Through your investigation, did you learn that Mr. Taylor had called 911?
Yes.
And did you learn that although Ms. Jackson and Mr. Jones had heard the distress, heard the dire straits that Ms. Benning was in, yet it was only Mr. Taylor that called 911? Did you learn that?
Yes.
Did you learn through your investigation that Mr. Taylor had given a rendition that Ms. Benning had vomited?
Yes.
And did you learn that that was in fact true, that she did in fact vomit?
Yes.
Did you learn through your investigation that Mr. Taylor, immediately upon going back to work, informed the Titans that he had come in contact with law enforcement?
Yeah, it was. I understood that he notified him that on the day of the 26th.
And he did that, you learned, because that was what was required of him.
Yes.
And when you talked with the Titans employees, because you talked to several of them, didn't you?
Yes, several months later.
And you learned that none of them, or at least I should say all of them, stated that Mr. Taylor did not drink and or did drugs, or they had no evidence of that, because you asked that question, didn't you?
Yes.
And all of them gave you the answer of he was not involved with drugs and or drinking.
Correct, yeah.
And in fact, throughout your entire investigation,